been a while, as they say, which is a Wednesday, I guess, or late day back in May or whatever. Yeah, it's been quite some time. Unfortunately, I ended up getting a pretty bad ear infection, and that's the reason why. Um, you know, things happen. I guess. It's just the reason why. I don't know the reasons, but that's the reason. You know, we don't we don't know anything. From the time we're kids up until now. My parents used to leave me home alone all the time, and I didn't know what to do for food. And one day I just ate like 16 slices of cheese. I heard of the name cheesesteak before. I mean, what is a cheesesteak? I mean, I don't know. I don't know what it is actually. But you know, I just want you guys to know that if you guys are going through something, that it because I overcame my ear infection, you can overcome anything. Okay? I should probably do it properly. Like, just because my ear infection is now disappeared, okay? Um, just know that I'm just lifting loads of heaps, and know that because I'm able to overcome my ear infection, that it's okay, and just know that you can overcome whatever it is that you are trying to overcome. That's my impression of like some guy. It's like from like the gym who thinks, he can save the world by lifting 30-pound weights. Like, buddy, relax, you're not doing much.
This
Okay?
dude has been rambling for 2 minutes now. Someone needs to stop him.
So, yeah, I mean, welcome to the way my brain works, ADHD filled. So yeah, we've been away for quite some time. I was having a hard time with my ear infection. It was very annoying. It was very painful. Well, actually, no, it wasn't like very painful. That's a little bit of an over exaggeration. It was painful, but yeah, and it was hard for me to kind of sit around with headphones on my
He couldn't hear. He
on my
couldn't
ear
hear.
canals. Well, not only that, I could from the fact I couldn't hear out of my left ear, but the actual bass from having anything in my ear would actually hurt. So yeah, I mean, it's been a it's been a while, and right now I'm Johnny Feels Good. I'm Johnny Feels Good.
Hey
I'm
man,
I'm just rocking it. So yeah, I mean, not really anything crazy has happened. We're just kind of giving you guys a quick little update. The last episode, unfortunately, on my end, was horrendous because I tried to record with my ear infection, and because I couldn't hear anything or know anything was going on, I have a horrible noise that I'm trying to figure out how to get rid of. But yeah, I can't. So we'll
just
see
be
what happens
truthful,
there.
man. You had your fan on,
That was one of
and
the
it's all you
issues.
could hear.
That's one of the issues. It was my fan, but then there was other stuff. There's other stuff going on there too. So I'm not too sure what we're gonna do with that. But um, yeah, NFL preseason just started. There's been a couple of things that's kind of popped up. One thing that's I've been kind of noticing is and I mentioned it on Twitter just recently, that a lot of people from the NHL seem to be passing away, and or previous NHLers, and it's just becoming more and more sad. Um, it's just made me think, just say I love you to someone. Stay safe. Stick with your friend group. Hang out, have a few beers, enjoy your life, because it seems to be very, very short. With the amount of deaths that has happened in the last 3 years, it's astronomical. Um, but yeah, I mean, like I was saying, NFL just started. I think it was the very first preseason game where fights started happening, and on top of that, coming out of a pandemic, I wasn't expecting as many fans in the crowd as I was seeing in these games. But they are packed. They are
Oh, buddy, football's
absolutely
back, man. Football is
packed.
back.
Yeah, and you know what? It I feel like this is probably going to be the best year in terms of ratings and viewers, just because people have been antsy, people have been wanting this sport, and I think that might be the reason why there's a lot of fights just going on. Like every other weekend now, or sorry, every weekend so far since preseason has started. There's fights coming out already. And I just want to say, like, I know we all love our teams, we all love our sport teams, we all love our players, we all, love the culture, but I mean, all these fights that I'm seeing, easily avoidable. Don't let's just all, take a breath, calm down, have a dart or something like that. Go out back and shoot the shit or something like that. No need to be throwing fists. Like, it's a sport game, man. Let's just calm down. It's not that serious. The other thing that's kind of happened is NHL 2020, or sorry, NHL 22, NHL 2022, whatever you want to call it. Or do you call it NHL 4? No, you don't. You don't call it NHL 4 because no one's going to call it NHL 4. Where did I get NHL 4? 2-2,
You know what? You know what they call it? You know what they're going to call it? NHL Austin Matthews, the sequel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't understand
The
why
boy's back.
I don't
The boy
understand
is
why
back.
they put him back on the cover. I mean, I'm
'Cause
glad he's there.
Probably one of the most marketable new players in the league.
I honestly would have liked to see someone,
New?
better. No,
Like
better.
who?
Like Braden Point.
Oh,
Literally-
here we go.
Literally anyone from the Tampa Bay Lightning would have been a better pick, Kucherov, that would have made the Canadian fans crap themselves.
It would have been so good. Just a picture of him cracking open that beer at the press conference. That's the cover.
Oh yeah,
that'd be sick.
That'd be so funny. But yeah, I mean, I know last episode we talked about the disgrace that is EA holding NHL and the NFL and every other sport by the balls and not letting them go. I will say I saw that little trailer that came out. First of all, late.
Looks good.
Every
Looks
other
good.
No, it doesn't. All the faces look like crap except for Austin Matthews. If anyone is listening to this and they end up watching this video, or if they've seen it, go back and watch it again, or go right now.
I saw
Pause
this
this-
Abinadjad's face
pause
and I
this-
was like, what is going on?
Pause this podcast wherever you're watching it. Okay, go to that little YouTube's, type in your NHL's 2022. Okay, and then pause at Connor McDavid's face. If I was him, I'd be suing EA. I would be suing EA. On top of that, the fact that they cannot get Alex Ovechkin's face right after years, I just don't understand. They got away with it before when the NHL allowed the tinted visors. You could kind of, maybe make out his mouth in a kind of a way, but it still looked like crap. But yeah, they're taking apparently the Frostbite engine. Well, not apparently. They're taking the Frostbite engine, bringing it in. For those of you who don't know, Frostbite engine is primarily from Battlefield. I mean, it makes sense why the faces look like crap, because the faces look like crap on Battlefield anyway, but because you're playing in first person, it doesn't really matter. And you're not really looking at the faces, you're just looking at little, figures run across the field or up on top of buildings, and, you're just dropping bodies, as they say, Just dropping pigs.
Bodies hit the floor.
Exactly, So, yeah, it makes sense. I'll tell you right now, I'm not going to buy it, unless I can get it on sale for like $9 or something like that. That's probably the only way that's going to happen.
I'm not gonna get excited. You're not.
No.
Gonna,
Oh, me
you're
either.
Not gonna,
God, no.
You're not gonna dangle the Frostbite engine in front of my eyes and be like, "Oh, it's a new game." No, it's not.
Yeah.
It's gonna
Yeah.
be 21 with a Frostbite engine, so it's
No.
gonna look a little bit better.
let's be
and
real here. It's going to be
that's it.
NHL 16
Oh,
with an upgraded with an upgrade. By the way, why does the rink look like garbage? Do you see how shiny it is? It looks like
Yeah,
it
the
looks like you're
ice.
sliding on steel. I'm like, what the hell's going on here? Did they chrome out the fucking
It
ice
looks so
rink?
different. It's weird.
It just looks so bad. I'm so upset. I'm still gonna wait. I'm gonna wait for a couple of YouTubers that I watch. Maybe to do a couple of videos. I'm not gonna lie. I have been kind of enjoying NHL 21. Just playing it with the sound off as I edit the podcast, or I'm listening over through the podcast, or doing other things, watching shows, or if I'm editing other stuff that I'm doing, or just something on the lines, just having it on the background, keeping my hands busy as I listen to stuff. Not it's kind of fun, but I'd rather play Forza. Um, so
I want to know what more is coming here because they didn't tell us anything.
no, they didn't say thing.
You
They didn't
know,
say
like
anything
there's
about
nothing
Be a Pro. They didn't say anything about you know
franchise mode or
yeah.
anything that's going on at all. And like I'm on the website now, and again, there's nothing. Like all there
Yeah.
is visual upgrades and
Game,
Superstar X Factors. What is that?
if I'm not mistaken, the game comes out when next month
it comes out
or
in October.
October. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm so far behind on the release dates of the NHL games that they used to be September, right?
Well, they were September last year, but they changed it because of I don't know. They pushed it back a month, I guess, for the Frostbite engine.
Or maybe the vid.
Yeah, that too. But I want to know more about this. Like, I don't understand.
Apparently, they're supposed to come out with more teasers and trailers and shit coming out, but I don't care.
I'm not getting excited until I see what's actually changed, what's different. Other than that, like, it's the same thing.
Pausing the conversation of the NHL games right now, going to real NHL. One thing I did see was the Dirty Dangle style kind of hockey apparently is going to be dead soon. You got Joe Thornton leaving. Taves is getting old. Ovechkin's getting old. Kane is climbing up there. There's not really. Crosby's another one. What do you guys think of that? Do you think the up close and personal Dirty Dangles with the hands? You think that style of hockey is dead, or
no?
I don't think it is yet.
No,
I
really don't think so.
I think it's taken off, if anything. Like the way that Matthews plays and how he is, like you could definitely see it in his game about his hands and in tight stick handling. And looking at all these other kids around the league and in juniors or overseas or whatever, like these kids that's all they're doing. Like there's not like I feel like the more toughness is fading out more than I think that the silky mitts are fading out. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. In lighter news, Cam Newton is prohibited from the Patriots facility until Thursday after his COVID test misunderstanding that happened.
Your favorite quarterback in the NFL?
Yeah, hands down, best quarterback the NFL has ever seen. He just goes out there and he plays. He doesn't focus on his wardrobe at all. Apparently he said that he received. No, sorry. On Saturday, Cam Newton traveled to a club-approved medical appointment that required him to leave the New England area. He received daily COVID tests, which were all negative. Due to a misunderstanding about tests conducted away from NFL facilities and as required by the NFL Player Association protocols, Cam will be subject to the 5-day entry cadence process before returning to the facility. And Cam will continue participating virtually in team activities and return to the club facility on Thursday on the 26th. Let me just say, when you are at the level of Cam Newton, let's just say he is a good quarterback for the sake of this for the sake of my point here. Right now it's just preseason, but during regular season, I really do hope that players are a little bit more careful, regardless if they're going to club approved places, or club approved medical appointments, or club approved clubs, or whatever. I would like the NFL players to kind of just keep it cool, just relax, keep cool, shoot some b-ball outside of some school. That's all you really need to do. Just relax. And then you don't end up in situations like this, because if I was Bill Belichick right now, and I'm looking at the past season, and I'm looking at Cam Newton's previous season, finishing off with the Carolina Panthers, which is my team, I would be having him first up in preseason. You prove to me you deserve to be on the roster. You got to prove to me that you want to be a quarterback. You got to prove to me you want to be a player for the New England Patriots. You got to prove to me you want to be making 7, 8, 9, 10, $15 million. And hopefully, he straightens out and he becomes the quarterback that apparently all the New England Patriots think he is. QB1. Yeah, he's not QB1. He's QB0 is what he is. Especially right now. But I know you two aren't really big in the football here, but I do want to kind of discuss just outside of it for just a little bit. There are some crazy power rankings that are coming in right now, and the Browns are top 10 in the first time in a very long time. They're coming in 8th. Yeah, sure, their previous rank was 6, but that is still considerably better than what they were at 3 years ago, 2 years ago, even with some of these players that they have. And I really believe that once Tom Brady is out of the NFL, because we all know, I don't even have to watch the entire season to know that the Buccaneers are somehow going to win the Super Bowl again. Rigged. Once they're gone, I really believe that the Cleveland Browns are going to be a team to look out for, because they have some great players. They have arguably right now, the strongest offense that I have seen in a very long time, from not only the Cleveland Browns but in the NFL in general. You still got Odell Beckham Jr. You still got Jarvis Landry. You still have all these high-end, super dedicated, super motivated players all falling to the graces of Baker Mayfield, who, like I said before, to those of you that know me, that have this football talk with me, he was underestimated coming in. Yeah, sure, he was taking a lot of commercials and whatnot, but he was making no money at first. And he was also not being played by not by Freddie Kitchens, but what's his face from the first coach once this all kind of started happening. I forget the name of the coach, but he wasn't playing. He wasn't playing his younger players, and now with the new coach, after Freddie Kitchens was let go, we're seeing a very different Cleveland Browns. We're seeing a very different core. And I think that's very important for the entirety of, the entire club of the Cleveland Browns. Kevin Stefanski, the new coach of the Cleveland Browns, looks like he's going to be doing fantastic. I like an NFL coach that tells the GM, "Hey, you handle the business side of things. Let me handle my team. Let me handle my staff." And I feel like he's doing all the right moves. We got some great defensive coordinators coming in. We got a new one coming in for the Cleveland Browns, and he looks great. He looks great. I know it's a new one. I know there's a lot of talk. A lot of new people coming in through staff, but this is what happens when you get a new coach, especially a new coach that likes to handle his own staff and likes to handle his own players with the voice of the GM behind him, telling him what to do. Let him focus on the team. You focus on the management. You get the players that he needs. And that's my direct segue into the Leafs. Right now we haven't really seen this new show yet. The new Toronto Maple Leafs show that's coming out on Amazon Prime. For some reason, for the life of me, I cannot remember the name.
All
All or Nothing.
All
It's
or
coming out
Nothing.
in October, just before the season starts.
I really believe that even though, granted, they are completely different sports, but Toronto should really look at the Cleveland Browns and how it's handled and try to replicate some things. I'm not saying do everything because obviously that won't necessarily work. But if I'm comparing the two, the Cleveland Browns in their sport and their league was in a lot far worse shape than the Leafs have ever been. For those of you who don't know or don't remember, or even for you guys that don't know, there was a point where they didn't win one single game in a season. And
I was literally going to say, didn't they lose every game in a season like a few years ago?
yes, and the entire Cleveland Browns nation went on a streak parade. which is hilarious. So they treated their 16-0 as a streak, as a 16, or sorry, an 0. They treated
16.
their 0-16 as a 16-0. That's what they treated it as. And LeBron James had some comments, but they were in some rough shape. They were in some horrible shape for a very long time. As you guys both know, I'm far deeper in love with the sport of football than I am with hockey. And I love the history that NFL holds, and I have to admit, even the CFL, as much as I don't really like the CFL at all, but together as a whole, I absolutely love the NFL, and I'm constantly doing research. And yeah, from just based off of from what I know, Cleveland Browns had like 29 quarterbacks since '99. They finally found their 30th in Baker Mayfield. I can't even tell you how many coaches they had. I believe it was 27 head coaches. One of the coaches being Bill Belichick. Like, imagine letting him go. And that's the case of, too many hands in the pot, too many hands in the pudding. You got too many people with too many things. You got the GM saying he wants to go one way. You got the head coaches saying they want to go another. And then you got the QBs that think they're Tom Brady and can control the team. You haven't won anything since '99. Let the coaching staff do what they need to do. But the coaching staff also needs to know how to play their younger player, play their draft picks. You had Baker Mayfield in your pocket for almost 2 years before he saw a full season. Now look at him. Arguably had one of the best seasons the Cleveland Browns has seen in a very long time, getting very close to taking out the KC Chiefs. It was just one of those things where it just kind of gone either way. Unfortunately, their special teams just wasn't up to par with what it needed to be. You got horrible punt returns, horrible kickoffs. That's going to kill you in the game, unfortunately, of the NFL. But in terms of NHL, right now, I kind of hope that what's his face? I can't even remember his name. The GM. uh,
Who,
what's his?
Toronto?
Yeah, Toronto. Yeah.
Kyle
What's his?
Dubas.
Yeah, Kyle Dubas.
Yeah.
You know, I really do hope that he's nervous. I feel like we might see a different side of him, and I hope.
Did you watch the trailer?
I haven't even. I'm not. I don't. I don't watch. I don't want to watch the trailer.
You didn't watch the trailer at all?
No, because I want
For
to.
this whole series, you haven't watched the trailer?
No, I haven't seen the trailer yet. No,
Oh, man.
I don't want to. I don't want
It
to.
gave me goosebumps, man.
Yeah. That's good.
I don't want to watch it. I want to go in there completely fresh. I want to go in there. I want to go in that into that show going, okay, I know the outcome, but what can you give me? What can you give me? How is that final game against Montreal in the locker room? If we even get to see that, how was that? What happened there? Who said what?
What happened after? I want to know what happened after.
What happened after too? Exactly.
I don't really care about what happened during or before that game. I want to know what happened after.
No, I do care what happened during.
Oh, trust me, I do, but I care more about what happened after.
See, I'm not looking at the after part,
Because
I'll tell you why.
That season is done. That season is done.
No.
I want to know what they're doing now.
I
want to know how.
We all want to
decided.
know, but I want to know. I want to know what was going on throughout that process. I want to know who was saying what during that time. I want to know it just as much as I want to know what happened after. If I'm being totally honest, I don't really care what happened after because, like you said, it's a new season. But I want to know what is going on throughout the season. That's what I need to know. What's going on throughout the postseason, because that seems to be the issues. That postseason for you guys. Whether you guys are happy-go-lucky and all fancy dory after the whatever, sure, fine. I bet they're super happy and all pumped up for game one, and as they should. Whatever, it's a new season. Forget the past. But what is going on in the meantime? That is going to give us an understanding of the previous season and the season before that, and maybe kind of the season before that. That's what I need to know, because that's going to give me more of an understanding. Okay, is it the players? Is it the players that are just completely unmotivated? They got their paycheck, so who gives a shit? Or is it the coaches saying the wrong thing? Do they have people coming into the dressing room saying the wrong thing? Is Kyle Dubas even giving a shit? Is Kyle Dubas bringing in alumni Leafs to kind of motivate the guys? I mean, I don't know who you would bring in at that point, but if you understand where I'm coming from, I need to just know what is going on in the meantime of even regular season. What is keeping these guys motivated? How come they're losing motivation? Or how come all of a sudden they just fall off the face of the earth? What is everyone just going to be upset because Tavares got had to go through concussion protocol?
I'm sorry, you can't use that as an excuse because you won 3 games after that.
But that's what I'm saying. Why?
Yeah,
why
sure.
Why it happened?
You lost the game that Tavares got injured. Understandable. I'll give you that one. And then you won 3 straight. And I was like, well, shit, look at this. And then you lost 3 straight. And I said, well, shit, look at this.
but that's what I'm saying. See, that's where I need to know. That's when I feel like I need to know more of what's going on throughout this time than after. After, to me, doesn't matter. Because they're going to be saying the same shit. And I'll mark my words right now. Mark it down, whatever time the slot this is or whatever, or I'll save a clip of it and put it on my Twitter. They're going to be saying the same shit that probably every other player has heard on every other team, which is, oh, we had a good season, just next time, boys, blah, blah, blah. Oh, we're sad, blah, blah, blah. You're going to have one of those moments. and it's going to be like, oh, next year we just gotta, they're probably going to be sweating.
Just gotta dig deeper.
We just gotta dig deep. Just get the puck in the net and
Gotta get the pucks in deep,
just sit there, just going and
more.
just forecheck, back check,
team
paycheck.
is objectively worse. This new team coming into this new season is objectively worse than last season, and I don't give a shit about these.
I will say something right
April.
now that is so controversial. If you guys do worse than the Seattle Kraken, I want the Toronto Maple Leafs to move to Quebec.
There's no way that's gonna happen.
Arizona's gonna move to Quebec.
I know
Yeah,
it's
they
not
already
gonna.
took that.
I know it's not gonna happen, but I still wish it. I'm still praying to someone that it does, because at that point, you guys don't deserve a team. At that point, you guys are done. It's not gonna happen.
No, we deserve a team. We just deserve players who care. So
No, you guys
whether
have
it's
had
the Toronto
players.
Maple Leafs or the Toronto go fuck myself.
You guys have had players who cared. Phil Kessel. You guys thought he was the best player in the league. Kadri. He stopped giving a shit because everyone else did. Matt Sundin. Worse than Austin Matthews. That's all I gotta say to that. Domi. Just a goon. What do you have? Belfour. Who? Yeah, sure. Great. You're a good regular season goalie. Let's get to the. Let's go to the play. Let's go to the. Yeah. Let's go to the playoffs next time, bud. You guys have had a long enough time. I think it's time for you guys to move. Maybe you guys move to Hamilton or something like that, because you guys need some fresh scenery. Having that Toronto Maple Leaf crest, I think, is a curse. There's no other way. There's no other way of explaining it to anyone else.
The Hamilton Bulldogs become an NHL team.
Yeah, there you go.
Hilarious.
There it is.
But yeah, I just don't think. I don't think it's the end that I need to see. I think it's the in between stuff. What's keeping these kids motivated? What's keeping these kids going? What's shutting them down? Like I said, it can't be Tavares. There was an excuse last year and the year before too, and the year before that. Always a fucking excuse. And granted, I'm not even a Toronto Maple Leafs fan. I think the excuse for the Tampa Bay Lightning in 2018 when we got swept through Columbus is we went in there high-strung, rock hard.
Rock
just
hard.
Just
Rock hard.
thinking we're high and mighty, and Columbus shut us the hell down. They said, no, you guys might have had a 62-win season, but you're about to get swept right underneath this rug, boys. Have a good one. And that's exactly what happened. And the first
See
game
y'all next year.
The first game we were winning. We were winning, and then all of a sudden it just went downhill from there.
Yeah, you were up 3-0, and then Columbus came back and won, and then just 1-1-1. And nope, adios Tampa.
And if I'm being honest, I'm probably not going to be watching hockey this season because I'm not interested in seeing those ugly jerseys with these sponsors all over them looking like the KHL.
I wanted to get into
next
this.
season. It's next season.
Oh, sorry.
It'll be the 22-23 season.
Either way.
What are the thoughts on that? Like,
It should
do you
not
think
be
it's going to
happening.
be? Do you think it's going to be like?
It's a slippery slope from here.
I
And
understand
I said it
why.
last year when they put the jersey. Yeah, I understand too. But I said it last year when they put the ads on the helmets. I was like, ooh, and I understand why, but I'm not going to notice it, but it's a slippery slope from here, but maybe they won't do anything on the jerseys. I said last year too, if they put anything on the jerseys, that's it. Stop it. I don't know. I understand the NBA does it. I understand MLS does it.
NBA does it?
Yeah, NBA has Sun Life logo, and the Raptors have a Sun Life logo on one side, and then another. I think Rakuten, they have a Rakuten ad on the left side, and then it has the crest in the middle or the Raptors in the middle. But yeah, so NBA's been doing it for a while now, but they did it well and they did it right. They were able to convince. I feel like it really bugged me that the Scotiabank advertisement on the away helmets for the Leafs was still red. You can't do that on the jerseys. You can't do that.
I think
The
that
Leafs have to turn to Scotia and be like, listen, we have to do blue because this is just no, you can't do that.
it might be a trademark issue.
That's the thing. That's the thing is that I've seen online is it's going to be a trademark issue. So I feel like if the Leafs are going to do anything, they should go find a sponsor that has a blue fucking logo for their away jerseys,
or a logo or a company that owns their logo and the colors to it. So like that might be the issue with Scotiabank, where they might own the red logo, but there could be another company out there that has green and have the same logo. That might be the issue. Like we don't know, or maybe they are allowed to do it, and
Just
the
get Bell.
people they're with Montreal.
Okay, they're also with like Calgary, I think, or Winnipeg too.
Well, I don't know. I don't know.
I can't see Scotiabank not being one of the sponsors for the Leafs to put on the jersey. Like, it's their arena. Like, obviously Scotia's going to get in there and be like, okay, yeah, we want a logo on the jersey. Like, I don't know.
I hate it.
It's stupid.
But I'm not going to. I hate it, but I'm not going to complain about it because I understand why.
Yeah, I completely understand why. They, out of all the sports throughout COVID, they suffered the worst. They're are the primary viewership and ratings come from Canada, and they don't really get that much viewers anyway in the States, and then on top of everything that's kind of happened, they definitely lost a lot of money. So I understand the reasoning for the helmets, and I understand why they need to do it. Hopefully if they do it, it's not it's until they build back up their
I don't want it. I don't want
hopefully
it.
hopefully it's only until they build back up their
These jerseys are so
cash.
clean and crisp. Like,
oh, I know.
Every jersey is just like, they're perfect. Like
Yeah,
adding anything more is just it's ruining it, and it's like it's an eyesore.
Yeah, I mean, I just
Like the only thing I can kind of relate it to is back in the year 2000. I think they had like the All-Star logos or whatever it was, or the NHLPA logos or whatever it was on the right side, on the chest. I remember like the Leafs used to have some like circle crest on their right side there. I'm like on the other side of where the letter is, but like that's like an NHL thing, right? That's not like an advertisement.
Yeah, exactly.
If
it's an advertisement, it's gonna suck because like how many advertisements are gonna be like how many companies are gonna be pitching in to like is there a limit on how many ads are going on to a jersey or
it'll
it's
only be one? One
So
small, it's like a 3-inch by 3.5-inch rectangle space that they have.
Wow.
And you said it's 21 spaces?
What?
What were you saying about 21?
I didn't say anything about it. I said there's a there's a rectangular space of 3 inches by 3.5 inches.
Oh, jeez, maybe I have a brain tumor or something.
Me. Oh my god.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
I don't like it. I don't know. I don't like it.
I don't like it either. I don't think it's.
It's gonna be Scotia for Toronto. I know it's gonna be. It's whoever company's got the deepest pockets, they're gonna pay the most, and highest bidder's gonna win. Like, if it's gonna be a red logo, like forget it. Might as well just start adding red into the Leafs uniform then.
Too bad I didn't have Jeff Bezos money. I would just buy
Just buy the NHL.
I'll just have some kind of. I'll just buy some sex toy company and just put my logo on there. Adam and Eve or something like that.
Oh my god.
Have people go, what is Adam and Eve? Let me just do a little quick Google search.
Oh my god.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of it at all.
Me either, at all.
The New York Rangers, Toronto Maple Leafs, they don't need to. I would imagine they don't need to do it, but they're going to do it anyway. Because it's probably going to be mandated completely by the NHL. So, I mean, who the hell really knows what the hell is going to happen? What do you guys think of
this? Huh?
I was going to say, what do you guys think of Joe Thornton taken off.
Goodbye.
Is he done?
No, he went to
Oh,
Florida.
yeah, right. Okay. Oh, fuck.
Goodbye.
Uh, yeah. I mean, really not missing much there at all, to be honest. I don't
Washed.
know a lot of people like. I don't know what they really see in him. I think I seen one game. I think it was one game against Winnipeg, and he was all over Ehlers and like just pissing him off. Getting him in his face, and I didn't mind that. I was like, okay, that's kind of good. Like we kind of need that. Like someone to take one of their better players off their game, right? And Joe Thornton was all over him, and I from that game, that's what I wanted Joe Thornton to be. That's what he should have been because he's older, he's a lot slower. Like the game's only getting faster. Like he just wasn't as of an impact as he should have been when they brought him in. Like he's probably great in the room. We'll see. Again, all or nothing. But like on ice, like his performance really didn't.
And
It
that's the
didn't come
thing is,
out.
if you spend that money, which I know it wasn't a lot, but you spend that money on somebody who's supposed to be on the forward second, like in your forwards, he's supposed to be there, and he's supposed to contribute. You don't have a lot of people contributing on this lineup, anyways, and then you've got another guy who can't really do much in Joe Thornton. I don't. I was glad
I'm
to
okay
see
with it.
him
Yeah.
off. I'm not too upset about it, honestly.
No, me either.
I, f-
Because again, he didn't bring much to the table,
I
like at all.
actually feel really bad for him because he had his time with the Cups stripped away a couple of years ago, and I think he really deserved it. I think he deserved the cup, and I don't.
That 2016 San Jose team was great.
Yeah.
And I really thought they were going to win, but, I mean, it's the Penguins.
Yeah, I mean, not much you can do there. The other thing is that, the other thing that I would like to kind of talk about, or I guess commemorate, is the end of Lundqvist. Of Lundqvist,
Yeah.
watching him retire was very sad.
Yeah, you were a Capitals fan for most of that, so like I want to know how you feel, because like I know you were always on the receiving end of him knocking you guys out in the first or second round every year
Yeah,
in the
it's
playoffs. So
I probably watched him play more than any other goalie just for that reason. Apart from Holtby, I loved and hated him. I hate the Rangers. It's no secret. I do not like the Rangers. I do not like they're the team that I do not like the most. But I still, I feel like there's one more really strong, old school, you know, show off kind of goalie, and that's Price. And who knows how long he has. And you know, with Lundqvist leaving, I'm not sure. I'm not really sure how I feel. I feel very upset. I feel like he has a position. I feel like he held a torch that it's going to be very hard for another player to come close to. I talk about how great Vasilevsky is, but he's only been in the league for, since 2015 when he came on for Ben Bishop. And that's when things kind of kicked off for him, at least. And yeah, sure, he's had some great seasons. He's a great goalie, but will he be able to last as long as Lundqvist and as Price? And yeah, I thought I would be happy the day he retired, but I'm really not. I'm really not happy. I was confused when the Capitals picked him up. I thought that was a very interesting kind of thing, but he said he kept wanting. He said he wanted to keep playing, and I was all for it. He's a great goalie, or he was a great goalie, and yeah, it's definitely very weird. It's definitely it makes me think of the other players that are soon to come, and I feel like he's the first domino. Um,
Well, yeah, because like you think about like all like the even like you think of like the 2010s, like all those teams that like won the cup or like made it to the final or whatnot. You think about how Brodeur won his last cup in 20, or no, he went
Exactly.
almost won his last cup in 2012 with
but exactly.
LA,
Yeah.
with like between LA and New Jersey. He retired a few years ago, and then you've got like players like you said, Price, and then there's another one. Pecorine just recently retired too, so that's
Yeah,
another
Pecorine.
goalie who's like relatively older who just recently retired, and it's crazy to think like all these players who were so elite 5 years ago are just retiring now.
Yeah.
And like Lundqvist is one of those players that like I like in 2014 when they made it to the final, I was cheering for the Rangers. I was one of the few people who was actually cheering for that team to win because I wanted him to win a cup. Him and St. Louis. I wanted those two to win a cup on that team. And they just LA couldn't get past LA, and it really kind of broke me. I lost $10 on a bet there, but I really wanted that team to win.
When St. Louis went to the Rangers, I remember being very upset about that. That hurt me a lot more. I wish he played his final game and everything like that with Tampa, or the game for his mom in Tampa. Yeah, that hurt me a lot more than Lundqvist. I think I'm just attached to Lundqvist just as a rival kind of situation, kind of thing. Obviously, I never played against him, but the Capitals. It was either them or the Penguins, and the Rangers every single time knocked out the Capitals the exact same way. It was getting ridiculous, and that was the reason why. For those of you that didn't watch the first episode, that was the sole reason why I gave up, and I told myself I'm not allowed to be a Capitals fan anymore because they won the cup the year that I gave up on them. I still watch Ovechkin. I still cheer on for Ovechkin. He's still my favorite player next to Tom Wilson, but I don't know. I'm upset that Lundqvist is gone, and makes me think of all the players to come that are going to be announcing their retirement soon. And I imagine there's going to be some players coming up. Marc-Andre Fleury is going to be one, and if not next year, the year after. It's coming soon. He's getting close. So I mean, who really knows? But yeah, as for my thoughts on that, I mean, I just look at it as it's
He had heart
sad
problems,
with
didn't
time. It's sad with time. I'm sure he could have. I think what made it so upsetting was because of that. I feel like he was maybe being forced out by his doctors, saying, "Hey, listen, you're risking a lot by playing still. You're getting old. As much as you probably think you're not. You're in great shape, but the heart ages differently than your body does. So." And,
Yeah, because he came back for like some on ice stuff after his, I think he had surgery or whatever, and then he came back and he was on the ice for a good amount of time, and then that was the end of it. And now he's officially stepped away now, so it must have been forced out with the heart problem. Like that sucks so bad.
And it wouldn't be a Behind the Boards podcast without me.
Here we go.
Without me bringing up my boy Ron Francis. So he has Grubauer. Now Grubauer says he's ready to be that guy. And no, he's not. No, he's not. He's not ready. No one's going to be ready for the kind of disappointment that this team is going to bring.
Oh my
There
God.
is nothing that this team is going to be able to do this season. He is going to get so much hate on Twitter. I really do hope that he is off social media. And I mean that sincerely. I don't mean that in a joking way. Because just like Price, he's going to get the hate. You know, throughout the playoffs against Tampa Bay Lightning, you know, there was multiple plays that happened where it was a one on two, you know, 1-on-0, there was just too many plays that were not Price's fault that he was getting blamed for, and the Kraken is going to get it worse.
I just remembered. Hold on, just a side note. You mentioned 2-on-0s in Price, and I just remembered the 2-on-0 with Mitch and Matthews that they fucking whiffed on in the playoffs. I think it was overtime too.
Oh.
And
I think I remember that.
Oh my God, I'm so mad. Oh my God. Okay. Anyways, continue. I just remembered that, and I just thought I'd bring it up for more damage to our hearts.
But yeah, I'm telling everyone right now that wants to be a Seattle Kraken fan or that was previously a Vancouver Canucks fan and has decided it was a good idea to move to Seattle, go back. Sell all your gear, you know, sell your Cale Fleury jersey, okay, for the $20 that it deserves, and get yourself a meal from Dairy Queen because it'll serve you a lot better, you know.
Hey, they have 72 million on the books for cap space. You said they wouldn't get above 62, so.
I know. I said it's 65, and I'm surprised by that. I'm surprised. But I know they've also signed some people on and whatnot. I mean, I still think Ron Francis deserves to be fired. The picks that he made, and everything like that. I'm not going to get too deep into it. But I'm not a GM, you know. I'm the epitome of, you know.
You're the farthest away from it, a GM.
Yeah. So I can only sit here and either eat my own words or laugh in them. And I guess we're going to see what happens there.
You just got to remember, I told you, if they make it to the Final Four this year, you got to buy yourself a Francis Seattle Kraken jersey. Remember that.
The Sharks they revamped their goaltending with Hill and Reimer. So I guess they're trying really hard to get back to the playoffs. Is it a good idea that they keep on Reimer? Probably not. I don't think so.
I mean, they're paying less than $5 million for both of these goalies. I'm not too worried about it.
I'm not too worried about it either, but I do think that
Reimer had a good season the past couple seasons, I believe, so good for him. I mean, he got somewhat of a payday, but, I mean, dude's 33 years old.
Yeah, I do hope that they... because I would arguably say now that, you know, I think I might be a Sharks fan by association because I do like Erik Karlsson so much. I think he's awesome. Which, by the way, a lot of people are saying he's not a. A lot of people are saying that he's fallen off.
He has.
I mean, I don't know. I'm not going to get into that conversation. I still think he's arguably one of the best defensemen in the league, if not the best. That's just my opinion, and I'm very biased, obviously. But I mean, hey, maybe it's the people that's around him who really knows. Yeah, the other player that's kind of on the fence right now, Chara. You know, where is he going to end up going?
Is he still a free agent?
Mm-hmm.
Signed with the Leafs.
Apparently that might be a thing, from what I have
signed
read.
with the Leafs, just to make me laugh and cry at the same time.
Hey.
Yeah.
Leagueman.
Anyone is better than Perry. So
Where did he end up?
Tampa.
Tampa, right? Yeah.
Remember Tampa locked him in. Fucking
That
within
two-year
2
deal.
years.
Nice.
2 year,
Yeah,
2
2
mil.
year.
no trade clause. Fantastic.
Nice. Right on.
Yeah. Fantastic.
He's gonna score the Stanley Cup winning goal next year, and Nick's gonna throw his phone out the window.
Yeah.
He's gonna be angry and happy at the same time. It's just gonna be hilarious.
I don't know what it is about him that I don't like so much. Like I
It's his mustache.
no, it's his attitude. Yeah, I guess that's part of it actually. Like shave it. You have no need for it. You look like you look like you just stepped out of a time machine from the Wild West and threw on some skates.
He looks like the Lorax.
Yeah. Jeez. But yeah, I'm gonna be a little bit curious to see what happens throughout this season. And what about Pettersson? Has he been offer sheeted yet?
Nope.
I don't think so.
No.
Jeez.
He hasn't been offer sheeted. There's a few actually, like big name RFAs that are still out there that haven't been signed. Like Kaprizov still hasn't signed. Pettersson, Kotkaniemi still hasn't signed. Rasmus Dahlin in Buffalo still hasn't signed. There was another one. Brady Tkachuk in Ottawa hasn't re-signed. Another one in Vancouver is Quinn Hughes, but that's the reason why Pettersson hasn't been re-signed yet, is because they have Pettersson and Hughes to re-sign, and I think they only have like $12 million in cap space.
Oof.
Damn.
Yeah, that's not good.
I like that Pettersson kid too.
I can't believe Kaprizov has not signed yet. I can't even come to a deal with him.
He was threatening to go to the KHL, I believe, but that's been kind of washed under the rug. I think that they confirmed that that's not going to happen now. But the problem is in Minnesota, they have 13 million in cap space, so they have the space to do it. It's just in a couple of years when those buyouts for Parise and Suter get really bad on their books, I don't know what they're going to do. This team is not going anywhere anytime soon. I do not see them progressing at all.
Yeah, 13 mil. Well, he declined, like, was it 10 mil for
something like that.
some 8 years or something like that? Jesus Christ. Well, they got to figure that out. That kid's sick. They need him on that team.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was like their best point man.
Have we talked about Jack Eichel and that situation going on there?
We did a bit, yeah. It's getting worse and worse. I just want to see how much more. Like, didn't he tweet the other day, like, an emoji?
Yeah. Like,
Yeah, I think
oh,
I don't know what the heck is happening with this kid. He just needs to be traded. They need to. It's just better off letting him go.
what I'm getting at is that Buffalo doesn't want. They want to go a different route of surgery than the doctors do, right?
Yeah.
And the doctors that said to be a 12-week rehab, but the Sabres, the surgery they want is like a 7-month rehab. It makes no sense. Like, this whole thing is just such a joke to me. Like, Buffalo Sabres are an absolute joke of a franchise.
That's the
This is
franchise that should
so annoying.
Like,
yeah.
Buffalo and Arizona are the two franchises that need to move.
They have to. Like, Buffalo, this is ridiculous. Like, you lock this guy up for a long time.
10 million.
Yeah, 10 mil. Gave him the promise that, listen, you sign here, we're gonna build a team around. That didn't happen. Now he's hurt, and now he needs surgery, and these guys are just playing mind games with him. And like, is Eichel ever going to play? Like, now I've read that he's not going to be ready for the beginning of the season. Like,
No. No. Even
like
if
where
he got the
do you
surgery
draw the
today,
line?
He would not be ready.
Yeah, like he's ruining. They're ruining his career. Like, this is
100%.
just, I can't believe this. Like,
100%.
that is just so.
I would not be surprised
Shit.
if after he retires, whenever he does, he sues the Buffalo Sabres.
Oh
for
yeah,
hindering his career.
yeah, yeah. Just go out there and just lay a lawsuit down. Like, oh my god, I can't believe with Buffalo, man. Like, no wonder their first overall is going back to Michigan to play. Like, I wouldn't go to Buffalo either. Like, the shit show you got going on there. Like, no thanks.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I don't blame the kid at all.
They
But,
have
like,
one player signed after. Well, if you count Jack Eichel too, but they have one active player on their roster signed after the 22-23 season, and that's Jeff Skinner. Oh my god.
oh Jesus.
Wow.
What are you doing? I don't understand. That's a real. That's bad. That's not good. Fucking Buffalo, man. Oh my god. Just trade him. I don't understand. Like,
Yeah.
trade him. Like, move him. Like, you're obviously butting heads. Like, might as well just get rid of the headache and deal him away. Like, obviously, there's
asking for way
teams.
too much. Apparently that's the problem. Is Buffalo because it keeps asking for like a prospect, 2 firsts, and like a second or something, and people are like, "We're not giving that to you. The dude is
Jesus
busted. I'm not
Christ.
gonna take a busted Jack Eichel for all these."
Future,
No.
like
They're
5
trying
top
to,
prospects.
I guess they're trying to secure the same kind of prestige that Jack Eichel held when he first joined the NHL. But I don't think you're gonna get anything like that.
I said it before with Mitch Marner, and I'm gonna say it again with Jack Eichel. You're not gonna win the Jack Eichel trade. At this point, you're just trying to get him off the books because there's sour tensions between you and this player. Just get him off. He doesn't want to play for you anymore. Move him.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Sayonara.
guys obviously don't like each other. Like, oh my god,
Just dumb.
it's so annoying. Like, I hate Buffalo. I absolutely hate Buffalo.
Well, I think that's where we are going to end it. Like I said before, unfortunately, with my ear infection, everything that was going on, that's why we had to wait so long. So I hope you guys haven't left us. We will be returning back to our regular scheduled programming. We are thinking about doing maybe like once a week throughout this off season. We might pick it up for the NFL if the guys want to, but we will see what kind of happens day by day with that, depending on how much they would like to talk about it. But as far as right now, it's going to be once a week. We're going to try to get the episodes out every Monday. If I miss one, well, I miss one. Shoulda, coulda, woulda, right?
Things happen. We'll post something on Twitter.
Exactly.
Yeah, we'll
But
update.
I will apologize for the dead silence for a little while there. But in the meantime, keep your head up and your stick on the ice. See ya.
Be sure to like and subscribe to stay up to date with new episodes every week. And to check out our Instagram, Twitter, and SoundCloud for our audio-only listeners. See you guys next time.